A traffic officer stopped a luxury car during a drunk driving check, but the driver was very strange. His eyes were blood red. Spots flickered on and off across his face. When questioned by the officer, the driver said nothing. Suddenly he slammed the gas pedal and sped off. The officer instinctively grabbed the window. Hearing the officer's screams, the driver not only refused to slow down, he even slammed his elbow into the officer repeatedly. After the officer fell to the ground, the driver arrogantly ran him over, dragged and crushed so brutally, the officer was left half alive. Seeing his father gravely wounded, Jack could only cry helplessly. He and his father deeply believed in Jesus, so Jack ran to the church to pray for his father's survival. But that night the officer died. Jack's faith collapsed. He threw the cross at the priest and never again believed there was a God on earth. 20 years passed in a flash. Jack had become a world-class boxing champion. One day during a match, he noticed his opponent had a tattoo of Jesus on his back. That image immediately triggered Jack's childhood pain of losing his father. At the same time, a voice sounded in Jack's ear. Driven by hatred, Jack erupted with astonishing power and beat his opponent until he screamed in agony. Yet that violent outburst did not dispel the resentment in Jack's heart. That night he had a dream. In the dream before his father's photo, there was actually a statue of Jesus being worshipped. Jack hated Jesus for not protecting his father and picked up the statue to throw it away, but the statue stuck to Jack's hand. Jack thought it was just a dream, but strangely, a burn scar appeared in his palm. Despite undergoing various tests, no cause could be found. When a friend heard about it, he guessed Jack might be under a curse and urged him to see a witch. With no other choice, Jack decided to give it a try. Although the witch could not see his face, she could see a group of ghosts behind him. Then, using Jack's wound, she performed a rice-casting divination. The result showed the wound was linked to a cross. Following the witch's guidance, Jack came to a Christian church, but just as he tried to enter, a mysterious force blocked him. Meanwhile, inside the church, two priests were performing an exorcism on a demon. Unexpectedly, the demon broke free and lunged at the priests. Soon the younger priest was so terrified, he turned and ran, leaving the weakened old priest to face the terrifying demon. Helpless, he could only pray for God's protection. At that moment, Jack slammed the demon to the ground. Then something strange happened. Black smoke rose from the demon's face, and its skin ignited with white flames. It turned out Jack's blood had touched the demon's skin. The priest seized the moment to pour holy water over its head. The demon's entire head burst into flames and was ultimately consumed by holy fire. Jack curiously held out his palm and asked the priest why. The priest told him it was a stigmata granted by Jesus, a mark that only the most devoted believers would bear. But Jack, who had hated God all his life, despised this so-called stigmata. Yet they still didn't know that the true archdemon had already appeared. From the ring on his hand, he was the very same demon responsible for Jack's father's death. But after 20 years, he had not aged at all. He had sold his soul to Satan to gain power and eternal life. As long as he offered human hearts into the demon pool, his white hair would instantly turn black and his wounds would heal at once. But the demon pool churned and roared like a wraith, as though it concealed an even more terrifying secret.